Welcome back to a Monday edition of Running Point. I'm Anthony Hartwig. Poe has the day off, so I am taking the helm. Joining us pretty soon on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline will be Salem Volleyball head coach Kacey Costal. Salem is 6-6 on the year so far, and they're a volleyball program that knows how to win. They've consistently been good for the last several years. Kacey Costal taking over the helm this season in their first year. It's been up and down, but they still pull out games where they win because of their experience. They win because they know how to win, and it's been really impressive watching them. Kaylee Davis is a phenomenal volleyball player. They're coming off a loss on Saturday to a very talented East Liverpool team in 5 sets. It was very competitive. That fifth set went 19-17, and that's one of the highest fifth sets I've seen all season. Very competitive game, and we have her calling on right now on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline. Hello, you are on with Running Point, and how are you doing? Is this Coach Costal?
This is.
Hey, how you
Really
doing?
good. How about you?
I'm good. Thank you for calling in and talking about your program today. We want to start just by saying it's your first year. What's it kind of been like to take over the helm at Salem? And we talked about it's a program that kind of has a very great history, a very winning history. And what's it been like kind of taking over and making it your own?
It's been awesome. I mean, I've been really blessed to be able to take it over. And the past coach, Sarah Hamilton, she's helped me a lot. And my athletic director, Matt Freeman, he's helped me a lot as well. And it's definitely, the girls are really welcoming. The staff around it was very welcoming. So it's really awesome. And it's cool to get the chance to come back to where I graduated and the program I was able to play at and kind of make it my own and keep the traditions alive as well.
And you said it. You were an alum. You played with this program. So how special is it to have the helms of it, and how much do you kind of take passion from that, knowing that it's your baby, it's your alumni, and you definitely want to keep up their tradition?
Yes, it is so awesome. I feel so lucky to be back, and it's seriously so cool to be back. I never expected to be back either. I knew I always wanted to be a coach, and I didn't expect the opportunity to come this early or to be at my high school. So I definitely considered myself blessed to have the opportunity.
What were some of the things when you started to coach that you kind of had to adjust to, or maybe that were different than you thought they would be in the first couple weeks of maybe taking over the program?
Definitely one of the big things was adjusting to all the COVID guidelines. That was a huge thing. So there's a bunch of new things, and then on top of that, we have our temperature checks every day. We have to clean all of our equipment before and after. That was a big adjustment for not just me, but at least the girls. So it was nice as we were both going through that together. Another thing is I'm used to being a player. So it took me a bit to have to break things down for the girls. Like for me, it was like I'm just used to doing those things. And then it took me back a little bit. Now I have to break these things down for them and show them what I learned from my past coaches.
And let's talk about your season. You're 6-6 on the year, and it's been kind of an up and down season. You started off a little rocky, but then there was a point in the middle of the season where your girls really kind of put it together. What kind of growth have you seen from your team from the start of the season to where they're at now?
I've seen a lot of growth, both individually and as a team. We're definitely working a lot more together as a team, and this is kind of a building year. A lot of these girls haven't played, at least on varsity or even on varsity together. So I've seen them become a team, and I've seen them improve on not just their skills, but I've seen them improve on communication, working together, and it's really awesome to see.
And let's talk about this game on Saturday against East Liverpool. I mean, it was one of the most competitive games that we've had on our network all season. It went to 5. It was a 17-19 loss in set 5. But your girls, man, they put it all out on the court. It just didn't go their way. What kind of things did you say to the team after a loss like that when you kind of gave everything you could and it just didn't work out? Now you have to bounce back and try to win games this week.
I mean, I always try to tell them it's not always about the win or the loss. It's about growth. And I definitely saw a lot of growth through them throughout that play. I mean, they definitely put up a fight, and it's just more about executing the things that we talked about before the game and during the game, which, so hopefully we'll continue to improve upon those things.
You dominated set 2, 25-10. When you watched that set progress, was that kind of what you think the potential of this team entails and everything you saw in that set?
Yes, definitely.
It doesn't get any easier tonight. You guys play a Crestview team that comes in 12-2, and they're a tough team. Salem was their only loss last season on the regular season schedule. So what's the challenge ahead of you against Crestview tonight?
I think the challenge ahead of us is just playing as our team, playing the game that we know, communicating the whole time, and executing on the other team's weaknesses.
What players have you said that there's a lot of new players who are the players that have stepped up and kind of been vocal leaders on the court this season?
Two of my seniors have been awesome vocal leaders, Kaylee Davis and Morgan McGathick. She's my setter and Kaylee's my outside hitter. They've been an awesome rule on the team this year. One of my returning varsity players, Jenna McClish, she's been awesome. She's our libero. She played varsity last year, and she's playing with a lot of new girls this year, but she's really stepped up and showed them her leadership as well.
And when you talk about McGathick, she's a senior setter. That's got to be such a blessing to have a team that's kind of learning the ropes, but you have a setter that's a senior that can kind of lead your team out there on the court. What advantage is there to having at least a senior setter out there trying to lead the team?
I think the advantage is just, how much experience she's had. She's been out there for a while. The girls, as a senior, she's in that role, so she's easy to look up to. And she's just a natural leader. She encourages people all the time, and that's one thing that really helps our team.
Going forward, we look into tournaments starting in a couple of weeks. What kind of things do you want to see your team improve on in the last couple of weeks of the season before tournaments start?
I think our biggest thing to improve on is communicating and then just staying focused. That's one of our things. Our biggest things this year is staying focused, playing as a team, and quickly bouncing back from any kind of errors that we may have individually and as a team.
You get to spend so much time with this Quakers team. What's the personality of the team like kind of off the court? What kind of things do they bring personality-wise?
Off the court personality-wise, they're all just really great girls. They're all really kind. They're fun. I mean, we love hanging out outside of volleyball too. So they're easygoing, outgoing girls, easy to hang out with.
You talked about the kind of COVID-19 obstacles that you've had to face in a first-year head coach. What energy is so important in volleyball. What kind of creative ways have you found to keep that energy and momentum with trying to keep the 6-foot social distancing aspect of it?
Yeah, our biggest thing is our bench. Even though they're off the court, they're separated. They can still be loud on the bench. They get up after we try to get them up, celebrating for anyone on the court. That's our biggest thing, just to cheer on their teammates. Even though they're separate, they're still together.
We talked about it before. You played for Salem. Now you're coaching for Salem. What is it about this school system that makes it so special to you and makes you proud that you get to come back and kind of represent the Quakers and represent that program?
What makes it so special is I came into Salem my freshman year. I was new to the school. And volleyball was the first thing I got involved with. I started off in the summer before school even started. And that was where I found my passion in volleyball. I played in junior high, but then it was that freshman year coming to Salem. The girls, the coaches, they were all so welcoming. And I loved the team. It made me love the sport even more. So it was just so special to me as I was new to school, and volleyball was the first thing I was able to do and make lots of connections through that.
I'm sure when you got the job, you reached out to a lot of people and kind of asked for some advice. And What was some of the words of wisdom you got when you got the job from maybe the people that you went to for help?
Yeah, I definitely got lots of advice. Sarah, the past coach, she told me, she just really encouraged me, and she told me that I'm going to do a good job, and I have to trust in myself to make decisions. Another person that reached out to me, Don Concert, he was a past Salem coach as well, and he told me kind of along the same lines, just listen to yourself. Don't let others try to tell you what to do. Make your own path.
You know, a coach is nothing without good assistance. So talk about the this coaching staff that you have and how they've helped you kind of mold the team to what they are now.
Yeah, so we're blessed to have Candy Kekik from the past. She's been there for the past 4 years. So she was still there, and she was the only coach left from the past years. So it was nice to have her because she's had tons and tons of experience, and she's given me lots of advice through everything. She's currently coaching our 8th grade. And then my JV/assistant coach, she's actually my neighbor. So, and we went to elementary school together, and she agreed to come coach with me, which is awesome because we already have a great relationship. We know each other really well. She's coached junior high, a little bit of JV before, so she knows the ins and outs of volleyball. She's helped me with the rules and all those kinds of things. And then my 7th grade coach, Anna, I worked with her. We both were waitresses together, and she's just a really great person. And she always wanted to be a coach, and I didn't realize that until I reached out to her. So it was the perfect opportunity. And so it was 3 of us were new, so we're all kind of going through that together. So that's nice.
You got your JV assistant also as your neighbor. So how many times have you guys taken your homework with you and had some late night volleyball discussions after a game since you guys live so close together?
Oh yeah, all the time. Either she walks over to my house or I walk over to her house through the yard, and we're either watching film, planning practice, all those kinds of things, constantly in communication. And it's nice because it's so easy it's a quick walk over.
You know, we joke about it, but so much extra work goes into coaching a team. You got to watch film. You got to plan for practices. You don't get a lot of practices in between games as a volleyball because you guys are playing 4 games a week. So sometimes, you know, you'll look at film from a Tuesday and you have a game on Wednesday. You have to make adjustments in game on the fly. What's that kind of like from a coach's perspective when you don't get maybe a practice when you want to get it? You have to try to adjust your kids in the next game on the next day.
Yeah, I mean, it's not always ideal to not get that practice time before a big game, but it's good when you have flexible players, and I think we do. We have a lot of flexible players, and they're willing to change things throughout the game. We've already had to be very flexible this season with players getting injuries and moving them around to different positions. So they've done a really good job with that. So it's like our time is really that warm-up. Watch the girls as closely as we can, see the patterns we can pick out from that.
So far, what has been your favorite kind of part of coaching this team, and what's been your favorite memory of this season?
My favorite part of coaching is seeing them finish a game or see them get that one play that they've been working on, hit that one spot that I've been telling them to go to or that they see on their own. I just love seeing their faces light up and the whole team get really excited. I mean, there's nothing better than seeing that on the court. My favorite memory, definitely, I think a really awesome game was Carrollton. It was like back and forth, usually how our 5-set games go. We lost the first set. We came back the second, and back and forth. And then it was so awesome just to see them dominate that 5th set. I believe the score ended up being 15-9, if I'm right. But it was just to see their faces light up and come in together at the end. It was awesome.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for joining us today. I know your time is very valuable, and we appreciate you taking the time to come and talk about your program today.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me as well. I appreciate it.
All right, Coach, we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, bye. Thank you.
Bye.